the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody, and welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast here on this Wednesday morning. We're glad that you've joined us whenever and wherever it is that you join us each and every day and make an Auburn Blitz part of your daily Auburn athletic intake. Brett and Faith here with you to get your morning started. Faith, good to see you. A lot to talk about.
Good to see you. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about.
When is there ever a time we come on here and I just say that out of routine, I think. We always have a lot to talk about. We always talk for like 45 minutes every morning, and we want to hear from everybody else out there. They're going to be able to comment. We're not going to be able to respond because we, again, are taping this. But we are coming to you this morning. Some good and some bad. Unfortunately, we'll talk about our golf team making a very quick exit out of the match play round. Very disappointing. I know Coach Kleinert and the team's disappointed. Talk about that. We're going to talk a lot about the baseball regional coming up. I mean, Auburn, a top 4 seed in the country, got a lot of business to take care of, can host a super regional if they get through that. We'll talk about that. But the meetings down in Dustin, the SEC meetings, all the coaches there giving their take on everything. And should you play 8 SEC games? Should you play 9? What should the playoffs look like? We're going to get into all that. Greg Sankey giving his take. Some really curt things that he said. I really think we're coming to a very, very crucial intersection in college athletics where there's going to be some massive changes made. And what does that mean? It could mean a lot of different things, but I just think within the next 3 years, we're going to see a sport already looks different, Faith, but it's going to look massively different than whatever we even know right now. And we'll dive into what Coach Free said, some of his comments, kind of process them. I mean, we're a week from when he made the comments that he made up in Birmingham on that show at the Regions tournament that rubbed some people the wrong way. I think he kind of comes back, and we figured he would, and kind of explain what is important. But first things first, your favorite.
Sensa Green, for air that's cool and clean, call on Sensa Green. They are the carrier experts for the state of Alabama. Proud supporter of Auburn Blitz Podcast and a proud supporter of Auburn athletics.
Absolutely. Can't do it without them. Really appreciate them so much. Scout Program Management, a full construction management firm in Birmingham, Alabama. Man, the projects that they oversee are massive. I've been familiar with 3 of their projects up close and personal. Phenomenal job. They hold people accountable. And when you're spending the kind of money that these organizations are spending, I'm not talking about thousands. They're spending millions of dollars on projects, and Scout comes in there and holds people accountable from the pre-construction phase all the way to the finished product. When you get the keys to your facility, they want to make sure it's done correctly. That's why you hire them. Scout Program Management, check them out online. Don't take our word for it. Go look for yourself.
Bunkers in Auburn. Brett, we keep talking about how we're going to go back there. We need to soon. But they've got the golf simulator bays that don't just have golf on them. They've got 27 different sports that you can play on them. And they've got 2 different bars. They've got TVs all around. So whether or not you're going to be watching the NBA that's been going on or just a lot of golf is on right now too, Bunkers has you covered.
Absolutely.
And they've got great steak sliders.
You got to make sure you say that every time.
Every time.
They are very, very, very good. No question about it. All right, playoff or bust. That's where we are in the world of college football. Coach Freeze yesterday making some comments at the SEC meetings in Destin. Look, here's the deal. One of the things that you look at from a standpoint of how college football is structured, the layout of the playoff, we knew it was going to expand to 12. And now we're already talking about 16. But now we talked about last week the restructure of how the seeding's going to go. They're going to go 1 to 12 based on how the college football playoff seeding is made. But I want to start somewhere else. Greg Sankey talking about why we're still in the NCAA. And when he says we, he's talking about the SEC. He says, I have people in my room asking, why are we still in the NCAA? And Faith, a lot of us have been talking about this for a while. Why does the NCAA even exist anymore? I mean, they have been rendered powerless. And when you look at it from a standpoint of who's in charge, what are they doing? I don't really know who's in charge. No rules are being made. It's just kind of the Wild West, and powerful conferences like the SEC and the Big Ten are really driving the boat, and they're really wondering why they're taking a back seat on some of these policies and some of these things that are going on. And I don't blame them. It is Greg Sankey's job to defend this conference and to do the best he can for the teams in this conference. And I know people are saying, well, they're tired of the SEC biased. I said it yesterday on the show at noon. It's not SEC bias, it's SEC dominance. Look, you can't deny baseball, softball, basketball, the amount of teams that are getting in these playoffs. And football is the same way. Look, I don't like Alabama either, but a 9-3 Alabama team, a 9-3 Ole Miss team, South Carolina, the way they played at the end of the year last year, nobody wanted to play South Carolina. And then you're trying to figure out a way to get teams in like Indiana, SMU, and teams that that play a cream cheese schedule. And now they're saying, oh, well, we deserve to get in there. And then they get there and the games are unwatchable. And you knew that an Ole Miss or Alabama would be better. And I hate to say it, but you knew it would have been a better game.
Yeah, they can't even keep up. They can't even compete with anybody. And I think, and I hate to say it, but I think Kirby Smart had a good quote when he said, there's no outcry saying it's unfair when the SEC gets 13 of 16 teams in a basketball tournament by using RPI. And I have a hard time thinking Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Alabama were not a part of the best teams in the country. I mean, I think he's 100% spot on by how you just said in all different sports, the SEC has been shown to just take over. And I don't think, that's just, it's not always been that way, but I think recently now you're right. It's just dominance. They've taken over.
And I mean, look, why should the SEC do something? I mean, I watched a clip of Greg Sankey yesterday, and he was asked a question about, the betterment of the sport and sacrificing a little bit of the SEC for the betterment of the sport. Well, why is that the betterment of the sport when you leave somebody out that played a tough schedule and that, again, really didn't have much of a choice because the conference they play in is brutal. And then they go out more than not, these teams, Auburn included, go out and schedule some tough non-conference games. And then we see a situation where, Ole Miss.
Well, here's the thing. In basketball, Bruce was getting so much respect for.
It's different, though, from basketball and football. That's the crazy thing.
Well, right. I understand that, though. I understand that it's different. But in football, you're not going and playing the toughest schedule. And now everybody's saying that you want to be a part of the playoffs and everything. And then you go in there and you get destroyed. And it's not fun to watch, like you just said. And what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, how they want to bring up views in media and how that's going to play a part of it too.
Yeah, ratings, TV
ratings. They want to say that too. I don't understand. I don't understand why we just can't why we can't put the best teams.
Well, I think Coach Freeze said that yesterday. He said, one of the reporters asked, what does he want to see college football look like 5 and 10 years down the road? He said, I just want a sport where we all know what the rules are and we all play by the same rules.
I don't think anybody's known the same rules or playing by the same rules in the last couple of years, for sure.
Yeah. Coach Freeze told me and you at the Jimmy Rain Foundation banquet, we stayed behind. We actually kept him behind a little bit from going in the other room. But he was in a conversation with me and you about the way everybody's waiting. Huh?
Recruiting,
but everybody's waiting on this NCAA.
Oh, yeah.
The settlement.
Yeah.
The settlement that's coming down that's going to restrict, and it's going to have roster limit rules. It's going to have, revenue sharing rules. There's going to be a lot of different things that are going to impact, and that's going to be something they talk about this week in Destin. Whether the settlement passes or not, how are they going to be? Are they going to handle things moving forward? Says schools will be allowed to spend $20.5 million. But still aren't sure if the league will have a blanket plan across the conference or if individual schools will get to determine how much each sport gets. There will also be Title IX questions that come along with that. Just reading an article here from On3 about this. But the number one topic, college athletics, is payment. Everything that goes along with that with the College Sports Commission once the settlement's passed. There will be formed, and there will be a commission formed, and then a CEO named, quoting this article on 3 by Adam Luckett. Want to give credit where credit's due here. Just talking about some of the things that are going to be going on in the meeting, and then of course the college football playoff expansion and how the seeding's gone, and that's why you're going to get comments. And you saw Coach Freeze make his comments about that, and I sent you some proposal things over last night. You and I kind of went back and forth on some things. I saw what Clay Travis said, and I'll just read his X post, his tweet. I still like to call it tweet because that's what it'll always be. What if the SEC and Big Ten eliminated conference title games and had play-in games for 4 guaranteed playoff spots? So what would you play the regular season for seeding, I guess? I mean, really, you're playing for seeding instead. Look, I think we all, to hop around a little bit, Faith, the SEC championship game, the Big Ten championship game, none of that matters anymore. That is a waste of time in the new structure of college football. You're just hanging on to something because you've been doing it for the last 20 plus, 30 plus years. That it doesn't mean anything. I mean, if anything, like I've said with Georgia, they played in an SEC championship game and lost their starting quarterback in Carson Beck. Do you think they would have rather sat that out? Ohio State didn't even play in their conference championship game. They won the whole thing. I mean, they don't mean anything anymore.
What would be your suggestion to fix all of this?
All right, are you going to, if you eliminate the championship games, which obviously are no different than maybe a play-in game, but you're pitting the best 2 teams in the league, right? They've already proven themselves. Why are they going to play an extra game that really doesn't mean anything anymore? I mean, these games, so eliminate that. I'd like to see the playoffs moved up a week and go ahead and get things started. We're dragging this thing out into late January now. And for God's sake, get the national championship game off Monday night. Can we do that?
I'm ready for that because that was so.
Can we get the national championship game off Monday night? Anyway, going back to what Clay Travis said, playing games for 4 guaranteed playoff spots, home team host. You would do 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5. Now, why would 1 and 2 want to be in a play-in game? Okay, if you want to give them 2 of the spots of your 4 guaranteed, because we went through all this the other day, remember? SEC gets 4, Big Ten gets 4, and then the at-large and so forth and so on. And so basically it would be like, though, if you did a conference playoff deal, you're in essence, that's like a playoff game in itself, and it's a mindset change. It's giving more teams hope to get into playoffs. I like that. I think that's, hey, look, you got four the SEC's guaranteed 4. All right, how are we going to select the 4 that get in? All right, eliminate the championship game. Let everybody play its way out. If you want to say whoever the 1 and 2 seed is, if you don't want them playing in to that, then let them get that, and the rest of them play in at that point to fill the other 2 spots. I think Auburn and most any other team would raise their hand for that opportunity every year.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, it doesn't matter where you fall, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to get a chance to get in the college football playoff if you win your game, and you have a chance to kind of, I don't know. That is just something that was thrown out there. I like what Clay Travis said there. There's all kind of different theories and things being tossed around. That was one of them. But I do think the way college football is structured now, Faith, bowl games don't mean anything. We can keep trying to build that up and go to a bowl game and all this kind of junk. And people watching this that aren't Auburn fans go, well, how about y'all make a bowl game again? Because we haven't made one in forever. But literally, you're not relevant in this sport if you're not getting in the college football playoff. And that's what the gripe was for Ole Miss, Alabama, and South Carolina last year, barely missing the playoff, and some of these other teams getting in going, well, crap. We play a much tougher schedule and got left out. And, that puts our coaches and our programs even on a hotter seat than they may already be, when they probably deserve to get in over some of those teams. Now, if you add 4 more teams to this thing, probably eliminates that.
Right.
And I think we all agree that it's inevitable that we are going there. We will get to 16 teams sooner than later. But again, I just think, and the reason I put that on the bottom, I think that's where we all need to be mindset-wise, and I think that's where everybody is in college football. You're either making the playoff now or you're not. And if you're not making the playoff, Faith, you're really out of the picture. Nobody's talking about you. Nobody's talking about your program.
Yeah.
Harsh reality.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think you hit that. I was going to say hammer.
Nail on head.
Nail on
head. I'll help you with those analogies. Speaking of help, we want to definitely help Sure Shot, and they don't really need our help because they've got a great business, Faith.
They do. Scott up at Sure Shot, right up Highway 280. They've got firearms, apparel, hunting needs, literally anything you can think of. It's always some sort of hunting season, so you can always go up there. They sell and trade new and used firearms. And I said this yesterday, but seriously, Brace and I are really thinking about going up there and letting me go to the handgun course with Scott and, teach everybody just kind of the right ways that they need to use and operate one before purchasing one. So I think that's a great feature that they do. So calling them at 256-329-0080.
And I'm going to tell you, I 100% agree with what you say. If you're going to buy a handgun or a gun of any kind, know how to use it, know how to handle it, and be responsible. Because don't just go to the store and buy a gun and go, oh, I'm good. You need to know how to properly use it, load it, take care of it, clean it, all that stuff. So I'm with you, Faith. I'm 100% behind you. I want you to take that handgun course for your personal protection and also be educated on what you're doing with it. That's the most important thing.
And Oliver Ross, if you've got a party of 20 people all the way up to a convention of 20,000 people, Oliver Ross is certified and licensed bartenders that are going to be able to help make sure that you can focus on the entertainment process of it all and they can focus on the bartending. So you don't have to worry about two different things at once. You can only be focused on your actual party that's going on.
Absolutely. Love Oliver Ross. Been to several events where they are taking care of people. Again, bigger events or smaller, more personal events, personal parties. So give Mark a call. His whole group over there will take care of you. All right. Anything else you'd like to add on the college football? I mean, again, we'll be reporting on more things as everybody arrives in Destin for the spring meetings, just to kind of see what comes out of that the next couple of days down there in Destin. And again, Coach Freeze kind of laid it out there. He understands. I mean, he said yesterday, Faith, that winning games is all that matters, and not that was some elementary statement or he was being a smart aleck. I mean, but that's the truth. I mean, you do all this recruiting, you build all this, you build all this you build this roster and you stockpile this talent to go out and win games in the fall. You manage the transfer portal to win games in the fall. And Auburn is on a 4-year streak where we have not had a winning record. And it's like he said, Auburn's one of the best jobs in the country. I know what the expectations are here. I knew what I was getting when I took this job. I know what is expected by Auburn fans, and he understands the pressure. I mean, I know he said last week he didn't really feel pressure, but I mean, let's be honest. The man wants to win. He's a coach. He's a competitor. He wants to win in recruiting, and I think he's been winning in recruiting. Now it's time to take, like I said with my cake analogy that you laugh at me all the time about, take all the ingredients of the cake and put them together, stick them in the oven, and let's get a really nice product. Don't take a big bite of raw egg and flour.
Where are we at in this process right now of your cake analogy? Where are we?
I think we got it all mixed up in the bowl.
Are we putting it in the oven here soon? Have we even put it in the cake pan?
No, I think we've got it in the bowl. We're getting ready to put it in the pan.
Have we lined the cake bowl yet?
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of important. If we don't, it just burns up. Hey, it just catches on fire. It's hard.
Or it just sticks and it doesn't come back out. So.
That's right. Just leave it in there and let it burn up if it's not going well. But anyway, that's where we are.
Yeah, I think like you said, I think he knows that it's time to win games. And I think he does feel the pressure, especially after his comment. I think that put him kind of in the limelight of, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. There are a lot of people watching and there are a lot of people with comments to say back.
He's got to think after he took the headset off and walked away, like, yeah, there's everybody and Joe's uncle is going to talk about that for the next several days until I get behind a microphone again and kind of have some different comments. And he did. So look, everybody understands the mission. Everybody understands what the goal is, and that's to win games. And look, it starts with game number 1 with Baylor. You set the tone. I was looking at a list of top games to start the season, and there it was, Auburn and Baylor in the top 5 of games that you must watch week 1. Now, we'll be on a Friday. It will have everybody's attention. I don't really like that it's a Friday game, but thankfully our high school game will be on Thursday. When we literally say red-eye flight, it probably will be red eyes for both of us flying in to Texas and getting ready to go to that game Friday night. But, we'll be there for it. I think the atmosphere will be electric. Baylor's a pretty doggone good football program with, they have the same expectations as anybody else starting the season. Auburn, I think, knows what's at stake, though. They not only need to go out and win, but they need to kind of send a statement, Faith. I think now I'll take a last second field goal for the win, and we'll gladly get back on the plane and come back to Auburn happy as larks that we're 1-0. But how about go out there and maybe win by 10 or 14 points? How would that look?
I think you're right. I think this first game is probably going to be I don't want to say it's going to set the tone for the season, but I think it's going to set the tone for the people of the season, if that makes sense. The fans and kind of just what everybody has to say about Auburn. Like if we come out and we look like bad, I think everyone's going to say, well, they've done it again. It's Auburn. They said that they've changed. They said that they've, filled in all the holes, gaps in the holes and everything and all that kind of stuff. And it's going to be a negative kind of just feeling of the whole season. And I think it'll be a long season. But I think going out there and starting off with a strong win, I think that's where it's going to be obviously a more positive thing, but I feel like we're going to be put in the light of a better way than we would just either by squeaking out a win or losing.
Right. I totally agree.
And that sucks to say that it's like the first game that's going to be the determining factor, but I just think that's going to be it.
I do too. I mean, I think, I think when you look at it, I remember, and I went back to the 97 and the 98 seasons at Auburn. 97, we beat Virginia on the road, and we were propelled to an SEC West championship and a berth in the SEC championship game with Austin, Tennessee by 1 point, 30-29. But that game set the tone for the rest of the year. Fast forward to a year in 98, Virginia comes to Auburn. Auburn can't score. I think we lost 17-0 in that game. And a guy named Poindexter in the secondary was one of the best safeties in the country. He went on to play in the NFL. We couldn't do anything. And set the tone for the way that year went. Auburn won 3 games, Faith. I mean, you can say what you want to, and I know one game doesn't make a season, but it sure can start things off on the right foot or not. And I'm not saying that you can't rebound from a loss, but we all know what's ahead of us in those first 5 or so games and how crucial the 3 road games are that we have with Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and Baylor. And we've talked about this till we're all blue in the face or red from lack of oxygen because we've talked about it so much. You need to win 2 of them because when you come back, you got Georgia coming to town. So you need to win 2 of those 3 on the road.
You just have to. I mean, I've said I don't know how many times, if we go 3-3, Hugh is going to be fully on the hot seat. And I think all faith in Auburn will literally be gone. We'll have to start over, literally start from scratch again.
Right. You're right. I mean, it will be definitely something that we're looking forward to, but we got to get over the hump eventually.
And the thought of going and flying back-to-back weekends after losing,
not going to be fun. Not going to be fun.
Actually has me wanting to cry.
Well, let's not go into that right now. But speaking of crying, Auburn golf. By the way, Virginia has made it all the way to the championship match.
Yeah.
So again, this is golf. We matched up with them in the first round. They were the 7 seed. We were the 2. And you look at it and you go, Auburn was the most consistent team through 4 rounds of stroke play. Only team that shot under par. And what a great rebound for Caden Pope to give Auburn a chance. He battled back, won his match. Jackson won his match 3-2. And Carson lost a very close match that would have pushed Auburn over the top. He lost 2-1, which was right there. And, I know it was disappointing for Brendan to lose 5-3, and then Josiah lost 4-3. But, most of these match plays when you're dealing with the top 8 teams in the country, going to come down to one match. You're usually going to win 2. The other team's probably going to win 2, and it's going to come down to that rubber match. And Virginia was able to get that, and so they moved on. and eliminated Florida, I believe, in round 2 in the semifinals to make it to tomorrow. So if I'm wrong on that, somebody correct me, please. I don't have it in front of me, but I do know that Virginia advanced to the championship match. I believe going to play Oklahoma State, as Oklahoma State eliminated Ole Miss, if I'm reading everything correctly. So I believe it's down to Virginia and Oklahoma State for the match play championship to determine the national championship. So,
yeah, it's sad that we lost. Was hoping we could be back-to-back champs. It's a good group.
Good group. Really, really solid group of guys. A lot of these guys were on the team last year that won the national championship. And so I'm trying to go back and look and see. Yeah, it is. It's going to be Virginia and Oklahoma State. So I believe. I mean, I'm looking at an updated scorecard, and Virginia went 2-0. Oklahoma State and Ole Miss are showing a win and a tie. I've never seen that. And then Florida and Arizona State are at the bottom of 4 and 5. So anyway, trying to make sure this is correct. So, and I believe I'm right. I believe it will be Oklahoma State moving on to play Virginia. So tomorrow, but if I'm wrong, I apologize for that. It's just odd, and I think it still may be in play right now because we're recording this the night before, and I think it may not be over yet. As I'm looking at this, I know Virginia has moved on 100%, but I believe Oklahoma State. And did you say Ole Miss just lost?
No, I'm just going to say that.
Oh,
I'm just putting it in the air.
Right now, it shows that they're tied. So let's. I don't know that the match is finished. So as we talk about this, probably not going to be able to give you a final opponent there for Virginia by the time we get off. I'll try to update everybody, but that's us looking at that. But anyway, we talked about it because Auburn got pushed out there in the quarterfinals of match play. And that was a little disappointing. I know we'll have Coach Kleinert on to talk about that at some point in time when they get back to Auburn. I know he's proud of the team. Auburn was number 1 in the country for a majority of the year. Just tough in golf, just like any other sport. I mean, match play, it's a team sport, Faith, but you're 1 versus 1 in your matchup, and you got to win your match. That's what it boils down to.
It's hard with it being, like you said, a team sport, but it's also just such an individual sport. So, I mean, you saw the tournament before it felt like the guys were playing up against each other as a team. And then now it's a lot different. They didn't see each other up there.
Right. All right. So it looks like match number 5 that Oklahoma State and Ole Miss are tied, and they have match 5 that is up for grabs through 16 holes. So with 2 holes left, Oklahoma State, it's coming down to this last match. It's crazy.
Hey, I'm already going to call it. Ole Miss is losing.
No bias here on the show, by the way, at all.
I would never.
But this is what this is all about. I remember last year with Auburn. It coming right down to the wire and coming down to one match in that final in the championship round against Florida State, and Auburn was able to pull it out. So, it is gut wrenching. This format, match play, is very gut wrenching to watch. So it's a fun sport, but it's crazy. All right, let's close out here this morning, Faith. A little bit more about baseball and Auburn. We'll have Central Connecticut State Friday at 6. Last I saw, there was less than 300 general admission tickets left for people. All of the reserve seating sold out like extremely fast. But you can get a general admission ticket, not very many left. And that gets you in for Stetson, NC State, and at 1 o'clock, and then Auburn, Central Connecticut State, right around 6 o'clock following that first game.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun. I actually got asked today if we were going to be making it over there, and sad, but we've got a lot going on this weekend.
We do.
So won't be making it there.
But our hopes are to make the Super Regional.
Yes.
Next weekend. We're going to think positive, and we're going to think Auburn's going to pull that out. And if so, then you and I will be at the Super Regional matchups. And so I'm looking forward to that. I'm already going ahead and saying I'm looking forward to that. And, we match up with the Coastal Carolina Regional. That is Coastal Carolina, Fairfield, East Carolina, and Florida. So, man, Florida really, really playing good baseball right now.
Yeah.
And you got, of course, Coastal Carolina getting the host, the number 13 seed at 48-11. They won a World Series several years ago. So very tough opponent there for Florida on the road, but Florida's playing as good as anybody right now. They started off SEC play horrible. But turned it around and playing really good baseball. So Auburn, if they get through their regional, will host somebody out of that regional, more than likely Coastal Carolina or Florida. How interesting would that be if we got – I'd love to get Florida back after outing us in basketball and get a shot at them. And, by the way, in golf, in the SEC championship, they knocked us out. So about time to get a little bit of revenge against Florida.
Yeah, it's time to take it back from them.
First things first, got to win our regional. Got Central Connecticut State first, not to overlook them. Aiden Redahan, 458, 9 home runs, 17 doubles, 69 RBIs, one of the best hitters in college baseball, by the way, for Central Connecticut State. Got to face him first. Got another guy that's hitting 335. Got a pitcher that Auburn's going to see first. It's 8-2 on the season. Got a 4.34 ERA, or could see Vincent Borges at 10-2 with a 4.22 ERA. Either one, I mean, formidable pitcher, and that's what it takes in tournament baseball. I mean, you're just one dominant pitcher away from putting somebody in the loser's bracket. So it's not about what you've done to this point. It's about now the team in front of you. And so can't take anybody for granted. Can't look ahead and think, oh, who's our opponent going to be in the second round? Got to win that one first. And then you got Stetson and NC State. And NC State, we went to their regional a few years ago and got beat up there. So very good program. NC State finished 17-11 in ACC play. So very formidable opponent there, but Stetson don't rest on them either. They're 40-20. And those are the types of teams that you look up and they're maybe playing in the championship game on the final day because they know how to play, man. They're not scared of anybody, and they run good players out there. And so, again, a very good path, but Auburn's got to take care of business.
One game at a time.
One game at a time. All right, a couple more of our partners here on the program before we get off. Old Number One Customs.
Don't DIY it in 2 weeks. Just kidding. Don't DIY it in 2 years. Get it done in 2 weeks with Old Number One Customs. They're going to be able to fully redo.
You've really upped the time frame on this thing lately.
Oh, I know. No, I can't even get a thought out in 2 weeks. So I don't really know what kind of kitchen or bathroom you think I'm going to be renovating in 2 weeks, because I wouldn't even be able to know what I'm renovating in 2 weeks.
You couldn't even get the plan on paper to get it done. So
Yeah, no. So why don't you just have Old Number One Customs do it? Brett's about to have his
I
kitchen
am.
or bathroom renovated with them. So that just goes to show you should get it done too. Don't let your wife hate you. Get it done with Old Number One Customs.
Yeah, I'm trying not to let Kim hate me any more than she already does about stuff. I called Old Number One Customs, 334-752-6162. I talked to Jake today. He's coming out the second week of June to look at my bathroom, my master bathroom. So there you go, folks. I'm a client. So I'm going to be able to show you before and after pictures of my bathroom. So look, I'm excited about it. Excited about looking at what they do for other people. And man, again, I'm going to do business with people that do business with us. So go check out Old Number One Customs, 334-752-6162.
While you're at it, you might as well go ahead and get a Home Atlas water filter duo put in
Probably
and
will.
installed too.
It probably maybe it'll come with it. All the money I'm about to spend. Maybe he'll throw in a JFA Blue Home Atlas water duo filter system for my house.
Because that just shows every single faucet in your house is going to have purified water coming out of it. Every single drip drop that comes out of the faucets is going to be purified water. The dog bowls, the hand washing, literally everything. So, and it's an easier number too, 844 JFA Blue.
Yeah, if you can't remember that one, there's nothing else we can do for you.
What do you think they had to do to get that number? I like that number.
Only so much we can do for you if you can't remember that. All right. You and I are about to hit the road. And,
up to Birmingham we go.
And about to catch up with Vodney Cleveland, the number 4 player in the state. At Parker High School, big time defensive line prospect, was in Auburn 2 weeks ago. Faith, I know you're looking forward to talking to him about that visit, about business he's got coming up, going into his senior year, defending state champs in 6A. Going to talk to the head coach. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. Now, we're doing a 2-for-1. We're going to do On the Front Row with Faith, prospect number 4, and we're going to do On the Road with the HSA, and going to highlight Parker High School.
Prospect 5, I think. Well, he's number 4.
Oh, he's 4.
I know he's number 4, but this is the 5th.
That's what I'm saying. Prospect number 4.
Oh.
I'm not counting how many we've done yet. We know we're going to get them all.
The number 4 prospect.
The number 4.
In the state.
Absolutely. Yeah, number 4, Landon Duckworth.
The 5th one.
Yeah,
if you guys want to go watch all the other.
And you should. You're on the front row with Marquez Daniel. Looks like it's getting a ton of views, so that's awesome. Big time receiver from Booker T. Washington, also a big top prospect for Auburn. He discusses that. He's got 2 visits planned, Auburn and Florida. So basically it's down to 2 teams for him. And he's got a July 6th date, right?
Yes, that is correct. For his announcement, absolutely no reason whatsoever for it to be that. That's just what he chose, he said. So,
well, we'll hopefully he's going to pick the right orange and blues, all I can tell you.
Amen.
Very, very talented player. But again, we will be visiting Bodney this morning and looking forward to it. And then we'll have that show out along with Faith's episode. She's got another episode coming out this Friday. It's going to be phenomenal. Looking forward to that. Track star here at Auburn, Olympian Maka Charamba, right? I think I said it right. Okay.
Can you guys hear how you say his first name? I want everybody to try to do it themselves.
I'm not going to try to pronounce the entire first name. He does, though.
I know.
On the interview. So
I know. That's why I'm saying everybody should take a listen and then try.
Absolutely. It's worth it just for that. So
there you go.
All right, guys. Been a lot of fun. We always appreciate each and every one of you. Again, if you commented, we apologize. We're not snubbing you. We did tape this the night before. But we appreciate all of you that interact with us. If you have not subscribed, please go do that. If you have not liked our shows, please go do that as well. Spread those, share those. If you like what we do here with Auburn Blitz, we try to bring you a unique perspective on some of the things that are going on and give you the best coverage that we possibly can. out there. But as always,
have the best day ever.
Absolutely. Always have the best day ever. And we always end with a big old
War Eagle.